Okay, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and start that lovely rice, okay? All right, so check it out. I'm gonna sit you right where you can see my pot and see how I put everything in. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. And if you look here, you'll see I did a lot of prepping already. Okay, and this is definitely for the lamb back here. This, and this. And we're gonna go ahead and start with the rice. All right, let me just make sure you see my pot, my magical pot. All right, so of course you're gonna kick this baby on to a medium high. All right. And the reason why I'm doing my rice first is because I like my rice to be cooked to perfection. Nice and soft, almost like a mashed potato. So for this lamb, so I'm doing my rice first so we can let it rock out, because you can always cook rice and then in between add in that deliciousness, all those ingredients, as I'm going to be doing today. And you just let it pretty much rock out. Aluminum foil. I got some aluminum foil today for my rice because I want my rice to be perfect for this lambs. And so that's why I want to do my rice first. This way I can just put it aside and I can just go ahead and start working on the other things that are more important, I should say. Everything is important, but you know, the ones that need more extra love. Okay, got it? All right. So canola oil, here we have it. Just put a 1/3 of that, 1/3 of the canola oil into that pot. All right. Then you're gonna go ahead and add in your powder, chicken powder envelope, packet envelope, call it whatever you like. And that's only 1 packet of that. You are going to add in the 2 packets of salsón as well. And these are the first ingredients you always want to throw in for this specific rice that I'm making right now. Okay. And after that, you want to also add in that 1/4 of sofrito. Okay. So it doesn't matter what sofrito you use. I'm just using the regular sofrito I have here. Okay. So 1/4 of that. And this is a 1/4. I'm going to put a little bit more only because some of the bottom came out. Okay. All right. So, you hear that sizzling? Yay, yay, yay. All right. So, you just want to go ahead and start mixing it up right away, all together. Then you're going to add in those black, beautiful Goya beans. So you're going to hear that calm down a little bit, of course. All right, and I like to get all my beans in there, y'all. All of it. And just mix that. Always mix everything as you pour everything, every ingredient into the pot. Make sure you pour everything together with love. As always, as I say, all right, I'm just grabbing my trash here so it's easier for me to throw all the packets in to the trash. All right, so let's keep it moving. So after you throw in that can of beans, you're going to do 2 tablespoons of all-purpose adobo, okay? Just 2 tablespoons of that. And this is just for a simple, delicious yellow rice that I'm doing to add in those oysters, okay? That can of oysters, so delicious. You guys don't want to miss this. Some good stuff. All right, I'm doing everything by eye. Okay, so you're going to do 2 tablespoons of that. And that's just the all-purpose adobo, the regular one that I always use in my kitchen. All right, and then that's pretty much it. You're just going to, 4 ingredients you throw in here, and that's it. You add in that rice. Okay. I clean my rice. There's my rice. And you want to add in, after you mix this up really good, you want to add in your clean water, of course, into your rice. The same amount that you put in for the rice. That's what I always do. Depending on the texture that you want for your rice. And that's perfect for me. That's exactly how I want it. 1 and 1. All right, so we're gonna just let that rock out. Okay, because remember, this is what I'm using, the Gisa whole oyster. They're in water, super delicious. And I add these in last into the rice. When the rice is cooked like midway, once I start doing my flip to my rice, you'll see how that's done. Okay, I'll do a quick little video and send that out to you when this is midway with some funky music, okay, so we can get the moving with this deliciousness. Okay, so we're gonna put them oysters aside. Super delicious, love those. And those, it's only like 2 cans of those, and these are like this is only like an 8 ounce, so you got 2 cans for $6 at the Wise. Can't beat that. And that's a good brand, so I like that brand. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and go for our aluminum foil and just throw that on top, just to make our rice cook a little better. Okay. All right, nice and tidy. All the way back. There you go. Okay, so you just want to turn it down just a little bit because it's going to be cooking for a little bit. So on a, I would say a low medium heat, of course. All right, and this pot is going to serve at least 8 to 10 people. All right, the pot that I'm doing with the size of rice I just put into there. All right, so that's pretty much for the rice. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I am just going to quickly do a flip-flop here so I can go ahead and start the rest of the deliciousness here. All right, so I'm going to quick turn that on back there. Sorry about that. All right, and we're going to turn this one off. And we're just going to keep it moving, y'all. So that way this is done all together. And you can always put that rice on low, and you don't have to worry about that until everything else is pretty much cooked up. So I'm sorry, I'm kind of going back and forth here. All right. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to start the lamb, okay? So what I do is I first cook all my ingredients into one pan, and then I throw it into a bigger pan with all the lamb, okay? So again, let's spark this baby up. All right, and of course, if you've seen my video earlier, the first one that I put out, I mentioned the oysters, the mushroom oysters that are dry. You have to soak these for about 20 minutes. Rinse them out, and this is what they look like. Let me just quick grab you. And you want to rinse them out. Make sure you let them sit for about 20 minutes with fresh water. And then you're able to saute them with some onions or any ingredients you like to put in with these babies. These work with anything. All right, so I'm going to put you back there. And then, of course, you want to do this on a low heat because you're adding ingredients one by one. So this is not ready yet. This needs about, I'd say, another minute before I rinse it out. So we're going to save those for last. All right. So I'm just going to move over here. I quick wanted to show you guys, I rinsed out those deliciousness. These is all the lambs all together, piece by piece, that I cleaned beautifully. I rinsed these with vinegar with the mother. And I also did rinse them with salt and some cold, fresh spring water, okay, before I start cooking them. As you know, always clean your meat. Doesn't matter where it comes from. Especially with everything that's going on right now, you want to make sure everything's extra. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and add a 1/3 of canola oil into this pan here so we can start the beautiful marinated ingredients for that beautiful lamb. All right. So the very first thing that I put into my my pan here is those fresh beef suits. That's the first thing that I put in. Okay, I'm gonna just push this over here. And these, you could use these with soup. You could use this with anything. This just has some fatty flavor to it. And I love putting this into my rice. I love putting this into my meat, into my salads. I mean, it's just something that you put a little extra just to give it a little kick. All right. I definitely love these in soup though too as well. All right. So that's the first thing I put in. And this is about, I would say about a pound. A nice sized pound of that. And you know, you have some pieces that have that redness to it, which is really good. And the fatty pieces, which I love as well. All right. You just want to get that going. And that is the first thing that I put in. And I let that sizzle for a little bit. All right, so let's move along here. As that's sizzling, I forgot one piece there. I add in my yellow cooking onion right in there as well, so it can marinate with that fresh beef there. Okay, just mix the love a little bit. All right, so as that's rocking out for a little bit, what we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to get over here and get back to the ingredients, to that, how I do this deliciousness. Okay, so I'm going to push this back and push my potatoes to the front, because that's going in next. All right, so you want to do that 1 cup of cilantro as well. Okay, you don't want to miss that. It's a 1 cup of cilantro that you're going to be putting into this. However, I put in my potatoes next. Okay. Also, you're going to be putting 1 tablespoon of that ginger. So let's go ahead and do that, because we can go ahead and add in that ginger right away. All right, so let me just let that, and we're just letting that rock out, y'all. That's what we're doing right now, because that has to cook for a little bit, okay? And give that a little bit to get some nice crisp to it as well. All right, so. Just let that rock out for a little bit. And as that's going back there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add, and this is just minced garlic. Just a tablespoon of that minced garlic. That's it. Okay. So that goes back here. All right, I got my cilantro and I got my ginger. All right, so of course you want to mix that minced garlic in there. It smells so good already, so delicious. I can't wait to surprise my honey and my brother and my kiddos later. My daughter's out playing. My son is on YouTube. He loves his YouTube like his mama. All right, so let's go ahead, and you're going to add just a tablespoon of this ginger. This is that raw ginger root. That's what I'm doing. And ginger goes good with anything, and I love it in my lamb. Super delicious. So just a tablespoon of that. All right. Let's put this over here. Okay, and once you see the beef suit getting a little nice and like it starts closing up like this, and then it gets a nice color to it, like a white color, that's when you want to start adding the cilantro. Okay, so delicious. All right, so go ahead, and I just break this right in there. Stems and all, just break it right in there. Because this always simmers down really pretty with that fresh beef, so you don't need to chop this up, especially when you throw the lamb in. All right, and let's not forget our potatoes. All right. Okay, guys, so while all this goodness is getting together, loving each other, we're going to go ahead and set up this station here with my second